I hate when people ask for my opinion, but they complain if I don't like it. Oh my god, you're so right. I have had friends who like ask for solutions and advice and help, and then when I give it to them and they kind of like just don't like the solution, even though it is probably probably the solution. Like, just because it's a solution doesn't mean it's gonna be something you like. Most likely when you're offered a solution, it's gonna be really annoying, really, it's just not gonna be like a fun time. It's gonna be uncomfortable. That's why it's called a solution, because you need to, use it to tackle a problem, which usually isn't really comfortable. Imagine if all of our solutions were like, hey, let's just bathe under the sun and it'll go away. Like, imagine that. I'm sure a lot of us would be less depressed. But like, I really don't like it when my friends ask me for advice and help and I give it to them and they either like kind of like almost lash out at me for it, or this one is probably worse, don't listen but then come back again. I feel like I'd rather have the first one, I'm not gonna lie. It's harder for me when they don't listen and then they come back to ask for advice again. I'll be like, well, I told you to do this, because I don't want to say things like, I told you to do this, but well, I told you this before, because then it becomes like naggy, I guess. But it's just like, if you really, really, really want my advice and you really think that my advice and, how I feel for you is valid, and if you really believe that I care about you, you will listen to me, Like, when I know one of my friends or family members are really looking out for me, I really consider what they say, because I'm like, they must really care about me to really tell me head on, like. And it's hard to tell someone a solution. Sometimes, like, it's really hard to tell someone, like, hey, sometimes it can be a really heavy thing. Like, I've had to tell friends, like, hey, I think your parents are abusive and you should get out as soon as you can. And if you need help with that, I can help you with it. I can help you with this or that and this. And you can, It's really hard to really tell someone, well, depending on their situation, but I've had to tell people that. And of course, that sort of thing, I will obviously very much understand if they take a long time to really like process it and really do it. That's a little bit like of a different scenario. But I've had scenarios where like people are like, just a little dumb. That's about it. I can't think of one because I'm too tired. The best solution for that type of people is just to be quiet and listen. They don't actually want a solution, since most of the time they are the problem. You are so right, bestie. It's true. Sometimes I'm like, do you think you might be the problem? Because I think the other person didn't really do anything wrong. I'm sorry. Sometimes I've had to tell my friends that, be like, I feel like you're kind of the walking red flag. But I still love you if that's what you're worried about. But I think you need to self-reflect a bit. Like, I've literally had to say that before, and they'll be like, what do you mean? I'll be like, what do you mean? What do I mean? That's what I've already said it very clearly. I think you need to self-reflect. But if you don't want to and you're not ready, then, I'm just gonna walk over there. Yeah, it's true. It's hard. I mean, to be fair, I've also had those situations where I'm also the red flag too. So it's not like I'm perfect either, No one's perfect. We all have flaws.